So tonight, before we dive into episode 3 of Heroes of Hyperborea, I do have a couple of quick announcements. The first announcement is that we officially, as of now, have our very first partner in crime. We have some friends who are sponsoring the game, and I want to talk to you for just a quick second to give them a shout out to Scattermasters. Now, Scattermasters is a shop on Etsy, and they 3D print minis. So I just want to kind of show off what they do real quick. So this is them. This is Scattermasters on Etsy, and they 3D print minis. They're based out of, I think, Seattle, Washington. And the cool thing about this is that you get a 15% discount if you put in promo code Rolling with Advantage. And there's some really cool stuff. So I do want to show these bugbears off. I think these guys look awesome. And since we can actually start playing live D&D games again, it's fun. And also check this guy out. I saw this. They're sending me some samples to look at. I feel like maybe we might have ran into this in a previous episode. So I thought this looked pretty cool. And after the game tonight, once we finish our adventure, I will be giving away one of these minis to one of our viewers tonight. So stay tuned, and we will have a giveaway. But do check out Scattermasters over on Etsy. All right. So now that we've talked sponsors, let me introduce some people. My name is Trevor. I am your forever DM. I have been playing D&D forever, it seems like. I started DMing over 30 years ago, and all of that is the fault of the person all the way down the bottom of the cowboy hat. But before we get to him, let me also introduce two. We only have 2 players tonight. We're down 1 player. Our friend Bob is out tonight. He's voice acting somewhere else. But what we have is down below is my friend from like 20 some odd years ago who's played in every online game with me so far. Introduce yourself.
Hey, my name is Danny. I play Brogan. He's your pal. He's a paladin.
The Celt Paladin, follower of Apollo.
Yes.
That is who you're playing. And what is your shirt? This is you're doing the Halloween festive shirt, right? Let's see it.
This Ichabod Crane, Sleepy Hollow.
Oh man, I love it. I can see the pumpkin.
Orphan.
I love it. So that's like my favorite story as a child. I loved Sleepy Hollow, particularly the Disney version I saw when I was a little kid, but I just grew up with it, so love it. All right. And then all the way down the bottom, the guy who's giving us the really serious look and who got me into role-playing games. Introduce yourself, please.
Hey, I am Chris Bradley, elder brother and elder statesman of Trevor Bradley. I am playing the character of Drakon, Chimerian Barbarian.
It does rhyme.
And
does
yes. Yes.
Right.
And I'm amazed that Drakon is still living.
Right. This has
been a lot of fun. It's been very Tomb of Horrors meets the best pulp 1930s fiction that you've ever had.
Right,
so.
and that's what Hyperborea is. For those of you watching, Hyperborea is a mishmash of like Lovecraft meets Conan, and it's all set in the world and based on the writings of Clark Ashton Smith. But it has like this 1930s sci-fi fantasy mashed together, and it's a lot of fun. So the magic is rare, it's weird, and we have all different versions of different types of humans running around, and it's been a lot of fun. So tonight we're going to dive in to Hyperborea. So tonight we're going to be opening up on episode 3. In this adventure, we're going to see Drakon is returning from hunting. Now remember, our heroes are crash landed on this island. They are survivors of a shipwreck. And they're trying. They're slaves. That's right. They were slaves, and they were trying to stay away from the Vikings who were still hunting them and looking for them on this island. And they found refuge in what they thought was a temple of a forgotten old god named Thakwa. And they found out that it was actually a way station. And so we're going to kind of forward over, and we're going to take a look at here's the island. Ooh, let me fix. There we go. So here's the island that they're on, and let's go ahead and pick up some music so that we can kind of get into the game tonight. So as our players have been shipwrecked on this island, they found this temple. They found this they thought was a temple, and actually ended up being a way station. The people traveled back and forth. And last week, while Drakon was out hunting and foraging and trying to find supplies and things, Androcles, who is the bard that is traveling with them, and Brogan accidentally activated the way station, not knowing what they were doing. They let loose some strange words they found on a scroll, and it transported them to another world, another realm. They ended up on an ancient planet known as Cycronish, or is what we call Saturn. They had a little adventure there trying to figure out how to get back home, and they quickly returned home, but brought a little friend with them. Androcles managed to tame a little friend, and he brought him back a little pet from Saturn, or Cycronish as they call it, and this is BG. So they have now returned home to this way station on this Hyperborean island with their companion in tow, and that is where we pick up the story tonight. We're going to pick up right back at the way station. So as we get to the way station, this is several hours after they have returned, and Androcles is inside the way station, and he is studying and trying to figure out exactly what is going on with these scrolls that he has found. He has deciphered 2 of the 3, one of which was some type of lost spell that he's been able to use. The other was the way to use the way station and transport himself and whoever in it from Hyperborea to the planet that is orbiting Saturn. And now he has this 3rd scroll that he is trying to figure out. So he's inside and he is investigating that as we go outside, and there's a small fire on the outside of this temple area, we call it. And our 2 heroes, Brogan and Drakon, are cooking and eating the deer that Drakon ate, and they are discussing something that Drakon saw on his scouting as he was traveling about. And that is where we're going to pick up the story tonight. We're at a conversation outside the campfire between Drakon and Brogan. And with that, we pick up. So, Drakon, take it from here.
So, Androcles, Brogan. While hunting, I've been looking and searching throughout the island for a way off of this damnable place. And it looks like there's a sandbar off on the one section of this island. From that, I went out about waist deep, and I found what looks like a raft a little further out. Looks uninhabited. I think there might be an opportunity for us. Maybe it's so far out that I can't see that there's someone on it, but I believe that there's a potential that we might be connected to other islands. My vote is I think we should try to find a way off of this island of apes.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. If we can get any kind of lay of the land, would be advantageous.
It's about an hour from here, but I know the way, and it's should be able to get past these 8 people.
One thing you have noticed, the 8 men have, while they seem violent, they have not interfered with you at all. No one in the group. They seem to stay away from you, and they just watch.
I wonder if it's because we're near the temple.
Even as Drakon has moved about the island, he knows they're watching, but they have not followed. They have not slowed him. They haven't hampered him in any way.
Brogan, when I first came upon them after I climbed the tree, I feared for our lives. They seemed to surround us, and I was prepared for battle. Ever since we went inside that way station, as you guys call it, there seems to be some type of respect or aura about us. And I've not had any troubles with my journeys and my hunting. They've been viewing me for sure, but I don't feel that we're in a present type of danger. That being said, I have kept my eyes open for the Vikings. They have been looking through the wreckage. I've seen them coming back and forth from the ship, and I've kept my distance, obviously. The sandbar that I saw seems to be a good bit away from there. You guys were gone for quite some time. Is everything okay?
Now, how long were we gone for?
Several hours, almost maybe 8 to 10 hours that you were gone.
Just making sure it's not one of those we were gone for like a week type
No,
deals.
no. The time seems to be the same. At this point, it's just the two of you. Androcles has retired. He seems very hyper focused on trying to figure out. He's quite excited. Opening up this way station to travel to other places. Particularly, he's interested in trying to find a way to go to the moons, Phobos and Serene. And he stands up and leaves this task to the two of you. And he and his little companion BG return inside the way station to continue studying and trying to figure out a way to unlock the mystery of the way station.
Brogan, I'm in the mood for dessert. What is that little pig thing that you seem to have captured?
It was that little guy is named BG. He is
You've named it?
He named it. He's the one who got us into the way station, took us to this god awful place with an eldritch god who lets loose.
You're telling me that this pig is intelligent?
Seems to be a little bit, yeah, he does. He's kind of cool. I think you'll dig him if you don't eat him first. Androcles would have a problem with that. He's a cute little fella.
We won't eat his little pet, his little pig.
Yeah. Have we recounted the story to him about what happened on Cyclonish?
Yes, yeah, we've kind of fast forward past that.
All right.
Well, I missed the part about the pig.
Yeah.
All right.
He is.
So
yeah.
I'd like to take a look at this this boat or this raft or whatever it might be.
You think it's a fishing boat because you saw it briefly disappear into the mist. You know that it seems like there's another landmass, but you couldn't see it from the fog. But it is a very small boat, but it'd be big enough for all three of you to go wherever you wanted. There's no sail. It is a rowboat.
After our meal, what time of day is it?
You've probably got another few hours of day before it goes into night.
And would you say this is about an hour or so from where we're at?
Yeah, you could make it there. Here's the thing though, like right now the moons are hanging low, they're full. So you get some good light at night. But day is short. Like it's the longer you wait for day, I mean you're only getting a 6-hour window. You're gonna have to start doing things at night.
So how many hours of day do you think we have?
3.
All right. Well, I say that we take some whatever we need to do an overnighter and go check out and see if we can take a look at these ships if you're well fed and well rested.
I agree. The more about this island, the better off we'll be.
Now, you're able to find, you have fresh water here, so you fill up your wineskins with water. You also have some meat that you can pack. Both of you do have backpacks. The two of you are wearing your standard armor. Drakon, you're wearing your studded leather. I believe you have a helmet as well, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, and you do have a backpack that you've been kind of picking things up. So strapped on your back is your massive 2-handed sword. You also have 2 hand axes, one at either side. You can throw or use those in melee. You've actually been hunting with the throwing axes. That's what you've been felling beast with. And now one thing is that our friend Brogan is actually wearing the armor, the magic banded mail that Androcles was wearing, because now he's got some of a shell armor he seemed to swap out whenever they went to Cyclonish. So now is there anything else that you two want to take? I know the standard gear that you have. So you've got your Morning Star and your shield and whatever's in your backpack. Is there anything particularly that you're taking?
Let's see. Besides like the torches and the rope and all that.
Torches, rope, grappling hook. You've got all that. Okay.
I definitely want to take the potions because if he's not coming,
sure.
Screw him.
And do you recall what potions? I know one of them was an antidote. What else
One
did you
was
have?
an antidote, one's a healing potion.
Okay.
And I also want to take the He's holding on to the coral medallion, right?
Yeah.
What about the really weird perpendicular wand?
Now he's holding on to that.
Drakon, you would love this thing, man. It shoots out stuff like Apollo shooting arrows of sun down. Ooh, you'd like it.
Okay.
I think that's about it.
All right. So with that, you take your rope, your grappling hook. You're taking your the pittons. I remember you had that in your pack. The pittons. You also take some torches. What else is in your pack? And the 2 potions. I guess you keep that in a pouch on your belt. The healing potion and the antidote, which is kind of seems to be like a catch-all for any poison. Not really sure how that works. But with that, the 2 of you begin to traverse out the jungle. As you travel through the jungle, I'm
going to take a little bit of the meat that we've cooked.
Correct.
And put it into my back.
All right. So meat, water. So now one thing that Drakon, you've been looking for is mead, wine, ale, anything of that. The water here is so that's what you've been kind of looking to see if you could find any any Vikings that might have dropped a wineskin. But as the 2 of you head out, you find your way going through the jungle. You found these little paths that are kind of like secretly normal people wouldn't see this, but Drakon takes you through these secret passages through the trees and through the woods, and very quickly you look about, and as you're traveling through the jungle, you do look up, and in the distance you see the shadows of these 8 men tall in the trees, looking over and watching you and keeping their distance, but they're stoic as they watch over and just kind of watch you pass under the trees below them. Is there anything you wish to do?
I would like to take the food that I've cooked, and I'd like to light a torch.
Okay.
If possible. And I'd like to find a place if I can see them noticeably watching me, and I'd like to lay out the food that I prepared.
Okay.
As a peace offering.
Okay.
It's very wise.
You lay down some of the food. You lay down the torch. You see some of in the distance. They're far away, but they're just sitting there watching, and they're kind of moving. You can see them murmuring about. You can see the echo of some sounds in the mist as they're kind of watching you. They don't approach, but they are definitely taking notice of what you're doing.
I'm going to back away with my hands kind of open,
and
just kind of back away in the direction that we're headed.
Okay.
But it's just a symbol that we're friends.
Okay. So are you taking the torch with you? Or are you leaving the torch?
I'm leaving it.
Okay, you leave the torch, you leave the food, you walk away. You're not far down the path until you hear a rustling in the trees behind you, and you turn and look, and you see a shadow pass in front of the torchlight. That the food is gone, but you don't really see exactly who took it. You know, but they were quick.
Awesome.
With that, you make your way up. You get to the beach. As you get to the beach, you do see the sandbar that you were speaking of. Now it is later in the night, and the tide has pulled back. And that sandbar it's actually coming in, so the sandbar is a little bit thicker than it was. You don't see the boat, but the fog is actually pushing away. As the sun goes down, it seems like the fog is pushing away, and both of you stand and gasp as you see this other landmass on the other side of the island that you're at, connected by a little bit of a sandbar and then a little bit of a swim. But 2 of you took in as you look, and you see an island that neither of you have ever even imagined a place like this.
I knew it. I knew it. I say we go out as far as we can. We know we can get back, even if it's on the morrow. And let's see what we can find. Maybe we
so
can
you see this giant skull in the distance that is massive in size and stature. It's as big as a building, almost. And in the distance through the fog, you see another etched into it's almost like the island itself is actually connected to these massive skulls. Like maybe you don't know if the island was formed first or the skull was formed around the island, but somehow these things have come together. You see birds flying in and out of the massive eyes of these giant skulls. that make up these islands, and you see this loose land as you can walk forward into it. That kind of like the grassy beach head kind of moves past into what looks to be a sandbar and possibly a little bit of a swim. You do see where you saw the boat before, you see where it disappeared, where you saw it disappear into the fog. You now see the break of those two. What you saw before now makes sense, that boat was rowing to an island. It didn't travel far, and it suddenly hits you that, is there a settlement here?
Now, Trevor, did Bob keep the bow and arrow? The
Yes.
bow? Okay. All right.
And it's dark. Is it as it's pictured there? Is it dusk?
Yes.
Getting close, huh?
Do I sense any magic?
No, you don't.
Brogan?
Do I sense any evil?
You do sense an ominous threat coming from the island ahead in front of you.
You mean to tell me the island with the Sears Tower skull is giving off an evil vibe?
It is. It is.
Strange. Okay. All right. What do you say we go bring the light of Apollo to what's
Give me
over there?
you smell
Brogan,
anything?
Brogan, roll give me a wisdom test of strength. This is we're gonna roll a d6 on your wisdom.
D6.
So it's gonna be ooh. While you do sense evil, you do sense something that you have not felt in months. A slight glimmer of hope.
I like it. I think there's something good on that island. Massive skull notwithstanding, so I think we should go over there and see what's what. All else fails, we bring the light of Apollo to some savages. What do you say?
I say I'm not gonna make a long time inhabitant on a Monkey Man Island.
Okay. All right. So with that, the two of you make as far out as you can into the sandbar. There is going to be a little bit of swim as the tide has come in between this island and the next. Now it'll be fairly easy for Drakon. Brogan, on the other hand, you are wearing heavy armor, so you will have to make some type of feat to swim because you will sink.
Oh, good. Okay. Was this a D6?
It is.
Test of strength?
Yes.
All right.
You paddle without a problem. You splash about. Using the strength that Apollo has given you, you're able to wade across the current of the tide as it moves in, and you swim all the way across into you and Brogan easily. You and Drakon easily make it to the other side of the beachhead, and at this point, you find a path that goes to a rocky beach. Now, as you get to the rocky beach, Drakon, you look down, and as you look around this rocky beach, it is not the same type of beach, the sand that you saw before. This is more made up of black rocks that if you were barefoot might be sharp to the feet, to the touch. A tender-footed person would cut themselves on this beach as you're walking past it. But what you do see is you see a lot of things like kicking about, like pushed into the rocks itself. It looks like it's been very well traversed recently, and you see lots of, it's been stirred. People have walked through here fairly recently.
Can I use my wilderness 10 and 12 chance to
Yes, you
find
may.
a track?
Yes, you may.
D12, I imagine.
Yes, roll a d12. A 3. So you barely pick up. There's so much kicked up here that it was hard to find. It was so messy. You do find a way that they moved. You don't know how many, but you know that a lot of people have come through here recently, probably within the last day, and have moved inland down this path. They're not trying to cover their tracks, but you found a pretty well cut out path of people walking, and you see lots of footprints, but you can't really determine how many, but a good many.
All right.
What do you-
I'm
what do you
gonna
favors?
make sure I use my alertness. It reduces by 1 our chance to be surprised.
Gotcha.
So I'll say, stay alert, Brogan. And at that point, I would say that I want to continue to move stealthily
Okay.
along
Uh,
this island.
so
Brogan, do you have any sense of what you're seeing as far as the tracks are concerned? Does any of this Gull Island of anything bring any kind of historical knowledge to you?
Don't think so. What do you think, Trevor?
I mean, what you have to ask me. How do you don't know?
Well,
You've never
basically-
heard of anything like this.
But I have seen I have ever seen these rocks that we're treading on, or
They're black as charcoal.
and sharp. I do know sharp things. I cut beards and hair for a living, and extract teeth. Ooh, Trevor, are there any trained in horsemanship? Are there any indications of like pack animals or riding?
No, there is not. You don't see any hoof prints or anything like that as you're walking through. Drakon, you do notice because you are well versed in the making of shoes as being a cobbler. You do notice that the strength you're tracking, you don't see any like heavy boot. They're more like sandals. You do see barefoot. It does seem that one person is walking either has a limp or is possibly dragging their foot behind them as you're walking through. But you don't see like anything that there are definitely no Viking boots. You know that. That would be a sturdier heeled boot as you're walking through, and you don't see that. So you are relieved to think you're not like walking into your former masters. And as you're walking forward, Drakon, you look off to the side, and sitting in the woods, you see a rowboat that has been pulled up and has been placed in the woods.
Now, as I see the rowboat, do I see any other islands besides the one that we're on?
You're just on this. You've moved into the forest. You're following this path, and you look off in the distance in the woods. It's like they carried it up and then set it up into the woods.
All right, Brogan, that is the key to our transportation. Now we can move forward, or we can steal it. What do you think?
I think we should probably say whoever these people are first. If they're Vikings, to say we bring Apollo's light, we take all their stuff, including the boat.
All right, is it dark?
It is dark.
Brogan, let's take the boat. Let's put it elsewhere. Let's hide it,
Okay.
and then let's see what there is to see.
All
Let's
right.
steal the. Let's steal the car.
All right,
Alright.
so you take the rowboat, and whenever you pick up the rowboat, one thing that you see in it is you see a pretty long line of iron chain in there and a small anchor, which is strange for a rowboat to have a chain and an anchor. But they do have 2 oars, and there's nothing else in the rowboat other than that, and it's a fairly large rowboat. So the 2 of you
Are we able to manage it without too much trouble, or is it more?
You
than
could
two?
easily, the 2 of you can pick it up. You're the 2 strongest of the party. You 2 easily move it, and you're able to hide it closer back over to where you would leave if you needed to make an exit. But you go and you find another place to put it, and then you 2 double back. So at this point, you've moved the rowboat somewhere else that only you know where it's at, but it's closer to the bank in case you wanted to get back to your other island. And now the 2 of you are back to where you were, relocating the boat.
Do the tracks, Draken, do they keep going away from this boat? And
When
they
we
the
come
same-
back, I'd like to take another look, and I wonder if it's worth lighting a fire. It might give our position away. How's my vision at this point, Trevor?
pretty good.
You
Phobos.
said there was there's a full Saturn or what have you, or a
It is.
moon?
Both the moons are up. The smaller of the moons, Phobos, is hanging low and large in the sky, and it's giving off like a reddish tint to the night. So you're able to see pretty well. It's a dark night in the sense that Serene isn't, but you have like this reddish hue that you can kind of see through the jungle.
All right, I'm going to try to use my tracking ability again.
Okay.
It's a D12. Boom.
Okay. You know that no less than 12 people have walked through here in the last day, and they're moving towards down this path.
All right, Brogan. I've been able to pick it up, and it looks like there's at least 10 to 12 pairs of tracks.
They all couldn't have come from this boat.
They're all headed in the same direction. It looks like I've got their trail, but we're going to have to be very careful as we move forward. It doesn't look like it's anyone that's specifically wealthy, I would say, based on the types of shoes that they're wearing. But that could also mean that they're more savage.
All right, we need to be on our guard.
You go first, Brogan.
Tracker's gonna hang behind. I'll let the light of Apollo lead my way. I'll
use my steel to light the way. You continue to depend on your magic and witchcraft. All right, so with that, we're going to try to move silently, stalking as a panther, moving with preternatural quiet as a thief.
Okay.
As we move forward.
As the two of you move forward into the jungle, and you're still following like this little path, not 30 minutes later, you haven't gone that far because you're taking very close care to make sure you're as quiet as possible. Now, Drakon, you're pretty far forward as Brogan is kind of clanking around in his banded mail, but you're kind of moving forward and then kind of signaling him to move up once you've seen it safe. And you are the first to see that as you reach around this bend, you see the destination that these feet are leading, this trail is leading you to. And what you see is a cave.
Do I smell food or beer?
You do smell something, and it smells like something is in fact cooking. You do smell food.
Drakon, does it smell like dubage?
Well, where there's food, there's probably mead. And when there's mead, there's Drakon.
All right.
All right, so at this point, Brogan, you move forward and you see what looks to be a cave.
Right. Well.
Sense magic?
You sense faint magic coming from that cave. It's faint.
Magic. All right, I'm going to detect me some evil Apollo.
You do detect evil coming from that cave. Give me a roll a d6. This is for your wisdom.
Ooh.
You do sense a glimmer of hope coming from that cave.
As well as the evil.
Yes.
I can tell
I
you
smell
one thing.
food. What do you feel, Brogan?
Well, something sinister's in there, but maybe there's something good in there too. I'm sensing both.
I'm gonna look about. Do I see any guards of any sort? Anyone that might be camouflaged?
You see nobody. You're very careful. You're stealthily moving about. When you get to the very lip of the cave, you see some type of construct in the cave. Wood beams, kind of sewn to hold up the entrance. You also see what looks to be wood planking on the inside and metal tracks, and it looks to be some type of mine.
All right. I would like to use my run, which allows me to sprint as swiftly as a tiger, up to 50 movement points.
Okay.
And tell Brogan in his clanging armor to hold tight. Let me move forward as quickly as I can. Make sure that I don't get ambushed.
Okay.
and then I'll give you a signal to come forward.
Now, give me a move silently check.
All right.
It's a D12.
Give me just a moment. Well, I rolled 2. I'll roll with disadvantage.
Well, the first one, there is no disadvantage in this. We take the first one, and all right. So you move forward, but it gets very dark very quickly. There's no light emanating from the cave itself, and you kind of move up, and as far as you can, you disappear in the darkness. You go as far as you can as the light of Phobos will allow as you get into the cave itself. Brogan, you see him disappear into the cave. Now it is total silence as you move forward. You're basically using your foot to kind of follow the tracks that move in. You do feel the cave seems to be getting larger as you go down, and it kind of opening up, but you cannot see anything on the inside. You do hear echoing through the cavern. You hear things moving about. You hear the clanking of what looks to be steel on rock, but you do not hear anyone talking. You just hear things moving about in the darkness.
Brogan, I'm concerned about pits.
Well, you're not
in these
there.
caves.
Y'all aren't together. At this point, Brogan's in the back, and Drakon, you're way up front.
All right. I'm going to look forward. I'm going to come back so I can get Brogan in my viewpoint.
Okay.
And then I'm going to motion for him to come forward.
All right. I'm going to do it as stealthily as I can.
Okay, give me a D6.
Be clanging around like.
You clank yourself right in there. Clank, clank,
Be
clank.
quiet, you damn fool. You're going to give away our position.
All right. So you clank your way into the cave. The two of you, it is dark. You cannot see any further. Do you wish to move forward in the darkness or light a torch?
I'll tell them we got a torch and we also got a lantern.
Light the lantern.
All right.
All right.
Lantern out.
So with a flick of flint in your hand, you smash it together. You light the lantern. It emanates the cavern. As soon as it emanates the cavern, you look about and you see 2 wooden carts directly in front of you, sitting there filled with rock and stone. You also see a pickaxe laying next to it. You see these tracks moving into the cave, and you see that it opens up, and you see like there seem to be some type of wood structures on the inside of this. The lighting of the light and the torch light, or the lantern light illuminating the area, you don't hear anyone talking. You only hear what sounds like metal clanking against rock.
I think we've walked into some type of mine. The question is, what are they mining? And the second question is, where's the food?
I agree. I'm going to pick up the pickaxe and just kind of sling it over my shoulder, just in case.
Okay.
Is there more than one, Trevor?
Yes.
I'm going to put away my sword. I'm going to take my hand off the hilt, and I'm going to grab one as well.
Okay.
And do you see the black, the black stones on the ground still, or is that indigenous to this cave, or was that just at the front of the?
That was just at the front. As you've moved in, you've got more of a hard like gravel.
So there's nothing we can do to kind of give ourselves any kind of
that you could do. Yeah, there's the black soot of the ash itself. Okay, so the two of you kind of cover yourselves in dirt and ash and stuff in here, and kind of begin to move forward. Now you still have the lantern lighting your way. As you move forward, you see as you're kind of moving into this cave, you see what looks to be like it kind of opens up to the left and to the right. In front of you, you just see the light just disappears into darkness. But you do see the rock walls kind of like cascading off to the left and to the right as you move in. The wooden track splits and moves both to the left and to the right. You also see in front of you on 2 ledges. It looks like you see in front of you these wooden planks that kind of go out and these ledges, and there seems to be some type of pulley system that they've got set up. There's one to your left and one to your right, and you see rope hanging off of that as well. It seems that whatever. There's a drop off in front of you.
There's a drop off in front of us, so there's like a pit
Yes,
in front of both left and right, or just left or right?
just in front of you. Basically, you've got like a ledge that kind of goes around to the left and the right. In front of you, before the drop off, there's these two wooden platforms that have ropes like dropping down into the abyss.
So we've got to go down, left or right.
You can take a left that will go around this edging of it, or to the right around the edging of it.
Or down.
Down would be the ropes.
Gotcha. You want
I'd like to take the ropes
Okay.
straight down.
Okay.
What's the danger?
You walk up with your
I'd like
lantern.
to like wrap my feet around it, you know? Do I have any gloves or anything like that, or no? I just have to... I'd be
your
interested. Are they
palms
moving at
are
all?
like leather from all the rowing on the slave ships. You get now. Who's holding the lantern?
I guess I'd give it to him since he was going first.
Okay. So Drakon, with the lantern, you move forward. You reach up to grab one of the ropes. As you do, you cast the lantern down. It kind of skips the light. You see it kind of drop down, and the two of you are now standing above this great crevasse. And as you look down, you're startled as you look and you see the light shines on a giant face that is lost into this cavern itself. As you look down, you see a massive skull looking back up to you. Some 60 to 80 feet in length of this giant skull that is at the bottom of this pit, and your light is shining down as that skull looks back up at you.
It's just a huge fossil.
It's a huge fossil. It looks like a human skull.
So I back up and almost fall backwards and say, Brogan, capture yourself and your feelings before you look down into that pit.
That's great.
There ain't nothing Apollo can. Dear God!
Careful.
As you look about, Brogan, you take a step back. You kind of look off to your right, and what you did not see as you were walking forward is there's a cart off to the side, and next to that cart is a table. And on that table, as you the light kind of kicks off, you see papers and things kind of scattered about this table. You also see that there seemed to be some pot and something cooking in that pot.
Hey, I heard pot. Let's go.
So you leave the crevasse that you're at, and you walk over to this table.
Drakon, maybe we can find out a little bit more. Maybe get us some food over here. Just be
Does
some
the
paper.
food give us any sense of who we're dealing with as far as ingredients?
It's fish.
Fish. I've worked up an appetite. It was very kind of them to make this for us.
You go, and as you look down, you pick up, you see what's stirring is fish. It looks like whoever was making this was here just a moment ago. The fish is ready to be eaten. It's almost like a stew. You kind of like reach over and you kind of pull up, bits of fish and things, and there's some vegetable stuff in there as well.
Are there any light sources near this table?
There is a candle that has been extinguished.
Odd.
There's still a simmer of smoke coming off of the candle.
They just got rid of this. Should we? You know what? Let me look at some of the papers.
You look at the papers. There are basically there's one writing. It's 3 total pages. You look about them. They are, some of it at the top is written in the common tongue. The other is, you're not really sure. It's an older version of common, possibly. But when you do read, it looks to be some type of incantation. As you hold it, something in your spirit stirs, and you kind of set it back down. It feels off. Some type of weird sorcery that you're unsure of.
Ominous.
Give me an intelligence check.
Is that a D6?
It is. It's some type of incantation for enhancing one's vision.
Makes sense in this dark hellhole.
as he's looking at that, there is a small velvet like towel or something laying over something that catches your eye, Drakon. You didn't see it originally because this is like this black velvet cloth laying over something. You reach and you kind of feel that soft against your flesh. It feels, comforting. Yes.
But before I do that, I'm gonna eat some of this.
You're eating the fish, and you kind of.
And I'm gonna use it to wipe my.
Oh
my
yeah,
face.
yeah. You get all the grease off of your chin, Game of Thrones style, as you get all
Yes.
the grease off of your chin.
Do all 3 of the pages look the same?
Yes.
All right, Drakon. I'm not.
You
I
might
know
keep that paper for bathroom time.
So as you're holding this velvet cloth, you look, and under that velvet cloth is some type of piece of art. And what you see is a very intricately designed skull that looks like it was carved out of an entire gem. It is human size. It's life size. I have a picture of it.
Cute.
But it is a complete gemstone. It's a bloodstone that has been carved in the shape of a skull.
I think
Might
this
want
is
to
worth.
give it all
This
in
looks
the
like it's worth quite a bit. Is there anything that is this telling to you in your mystical background?
I don't know. Let me see if it's evil.
It does not seem evil in and of itself.
I'll use it magical.
It is not magical. Neither of you sense magic or evil emanating from the skull, but it does seem quite valuable as it is intricately made.
Mm.
Do this.
Well, whoever's got
Alright.
space for it, we should take it.
Can I try reading one of the scrolls?
You can make an intelligence check. Okay, you do not know how to do this, but all of these pages are the same incantation. It's that long. But you lack the arcane knowledge, but you know that this is a very intricate spell to enhance one's vision, to see
In the dark.
it's not in the dark, it's something else. It's to see, like, you're reading this right, body heat, possibly?
Over here. Over here. Turn around. Turn around.
Correct.
Maybe
Back
you
up.
should maybe you should see if it works. Use your shaman-like abilities, Brogan.
Shaman-like ability. All this is going to do is enhance Apollo's light in a slightly different way. So let's do it. Hey, I'll tell you. We get a hold of the right shrooms. This is how we see normally on that stuff.
So mechanically, your character does not have the ability, the arcane knowledge, but you know someone who does.
Okay. All right. So I guess we can take these back to the old bard.
All right. Well, let's grab these, take them back to Androcles, and we'll take the skull. I got it. I think we could either do 2 things, Brogan. I can track and use my tracking capabilities to see if you cook this. How big is this cooking bowl?
It's small. It's one person.
I would like to take it so we can use it to cook later.
Okay. So you eat his meal or her meal or whoever it is. You eat their meal. You take their cooking utensils, their hard work study, and their treasure, and you put it all into your bag.
All in a day's work, Brogan.
Let's scout around the rim. Let's scout around the rim.
We took their book.
Yeah.
We took their coffee, their meal. We took their wallet.
Oh no.
Okay, as the 2 of you are sitting there pilfering everything from this table, you hear a voice in the dark echoing, a feminine voice echoing in the dark. You have only heard one other person in your journeys speak in this manner, and at first you feel, is that Androcles speaking some strange arcane language? The 2 of you look and pan the lantern into the darkness, and both of you are overcome with this sense of this is a magical power coming over you, and both of you need to make a save. So will you please both make a save versus sorcery? So make a D20 save versus sorcery.
Yes. Just a minute. I'm looking at my plus.
Oh, good. Brogan has failed.
What am I?
Just a minute.
Drakon.
We'll be right with you after the station identification break.
Yeah.
All right, D20 you said?
Yeah,
And this is a saving throw against magic.
correct.
All right.
Versus
Is this
sorcery.
avoidance?
No.
Saving throw. I have a saving throw modifiers against death, transformation, device, avoidance, and sorcery.
Sorcery.
Last one, sorcery.
+2.
That's it.
15.
So this is where you can see right now, in the map. This is the two of you are standing back here. There is a wall right here behind you. As you look at the light, you look down, and what you see coming out looks to be some type of spectral black tentacles coming out of the ground, completely wrapping around Brogan. Drakon, you have stepped to the side and have evaded this. But let me get out a special little token here.
You're telling me there's tentacles around my buddy?
Yes.
Does it look like it could make soup?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
All right.
You're a little late, my friend. I already ate the meal you were hoping to steal. Now I shall steal your tentacles as well.
All right. So with that, we're going to begin combat. All right, chat. Cheer for them. They're going to need it. They don't even know what they're fighting yet. All that we know is there are black tentacles wrapping around Brogan's legs, abating his movement as Drakon looks about. And with that, we will dive into combat here. So, first round we're going to do is we're going to roll D6s. Now, Drakon, you're unable to be kind of surprised in a sense, but you look around and you sense this magic. And where you sense the magic is coming from is in this general direction. You know it's over there, it's sinister, and it's trying to actively stay away from you, but you know it's there. You just can't see where it's coming from.
Do I sense that there's a lot of danger around my friend with the tentacles?
Right now,
Or do I feel like the danger is greater behind me?
whatever it is behind you, you feel like the source of the magic is emanating in that direction.
I'm going to go with my gut. How many tentacles are around him?
It's like 8 tentacles that just kind of come out of the ground and is like wrapped around his legs.
Are they giant tentacles or are they normal tentacles?
They're spectral black tentacles. There's nothing about it that looks natural.
Do I fear that my sword won't do anything with it? Are they like misty tentacles or are they fleshy tentacles?
Tangible?
It looks like they're fleshy.
All right.
Tell you what, give me a D6 intelligence check. What's your intelligence?
My intelligence is 8.
Yeah, give me a D6. Let's see if you can. I'm also having a problem with the music here on Roll20. It's hard to tell. You feel like as you look at them that they look like you can see through them.
All right. I am going to take my two-handed sword and go after the tentacles.
Okay, all right. So let's do this. Brogan, roll a D6, and we're gonna see who's gonna be going first. You versus me. I'm going on a 3. And you're going on a 4. All right, with that, if you want to take your slice, you can. All right, give me 1 second. I want to pause for a second. I want to reload Roll20. I'm having a music problem, so let me reload. When in doubt, reload. All right, let's see if that fixed our little problem here. Okay. All right, Drakon, you are first, so you may swing your sword at the tentacles.
Which is a D6 or D20?
D20.
Oh.
The problem is the blade is larger than the area. You pull out the blade and you're kind of cutting, like trying to find a way to swing the blade is a little hard at first. You swing down and you see the tip of your blade pass right through one of the tentacles and it does nothing.
All right. At that point, I feel the evil behind me, and my test has proven true that this is not something I can solve with steel. But I'm gonna run behind me to the source of this.
All right, where you want to move?
Evil?
You can move it.
All right.
Should be able to.
And I can move how far?
You can move 50, which is 10 of these squares.
All right. One.
But you have to think about what you can see.
Right. Well, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
Hold on. You said it was back in here?
You move into the darkness. As soon as you start running into the darkness, you innately sense something moving to your right. You stop and you look as you see a shadowy individual standing next to you, holding a pickaxe and moving towards you. You immediately stop and you bring your blade to bear as something was in the darkness that you did not notice. So you stop where you are.
Okay.
Standing where you are, is Brogan. It is now your turn. What would you like to do?
Do I save?
At the end of your turn.
Okay. Can I?
You cannot. You can do anything. You can't move.
Okay.
Right now, the only thing you've got in your hand is a pickaxe.
Right. So these are wrapping around me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the pickaxe and jab it into the ground next to me.
Okay.
Just slam it into the ground. That way, if it tries to pull me into the pit.
Gotcha. You're anchoring yourself. Are you going to pull your shield out or leave it alone? Because right now you've got lantern in one hand and you got pickaxe into the ground.
Okay. I'm just going to drop the lantern next to me, or put it on the ground next to me.
Okay.
And pull out the shield if I can.
Okay. So you drop that. You bring the pickaxe down. And you pull up the shield. As you pull up the shield, you hear off to your left something moving into the darkness. You look and you see that there are a few individuals moving in this direction into the darkness that you can't quite make out.
In the light?
You do. You can. You set it down. You hear something moving. You pick up the lantern and you shine the hooded lantern. Like the light moves away from Drakon and you cast the light down that hall. As you do that, you see what looks to be an individual with tattered clothes. Looks like some type of Celt, possibly, moving towards you. And his head is kind of cricked to the side. He's got black coming out of his eyes and dripping out of his ears. As he's moving forward, you see rotted flesh hanging off of his arms as he's running towards you with a pickaxe in hand.
Went from I love this to I'm horrified. That was Celt, yay! And then he's secreting oil. Wonderful.
And you see there's two of them. The other one, you can't quite take out what his original nationality is, but you see two of them moving towards you. And that is now it is my turn. These two are going to move towards you. Both of them get within the light. As they get into the light, you can see right through. The one on the back looks like he's been more decomposed than the Celt in front of him, who looks like he maybe just recently passed. But they are both definitely undead. The first one, oh yeah, they're evil. The first one takes a swing at you. The Celt does. He rolls a 19.
All right, so my AC right now is 4.
Gonna hit.
Oh no.
take 4, but subtract 1 because of your armor. Correct?
You're down to 1?
No, he took 3 points of damage.
Okay.
His armor has damage resistance, so every time he takes damage, he subtracts 1 from the damage. So he takes 3.
Sure, but what does that put you at, Brogan?
19.
And the second one, you bring up your shield and you bash the other pickaxe off to the side. So you only take the wound from the first one as you look over. Now, Drakon.
I just want to use my two-handed sword and just kind of swing in the direction.
It's my turn. And there's 2 of them in the darkness you did not see. One, actually, I take it back. One was here, and the other one is running across here. He may not get there.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I didn't do my save. Was I supposed to do a save?
Yes, go ahead and roll your save.
That's a D20, right? Or
Correct.
Is that a D6?
It's a D20.
Okay.
You get out. You break free of the tentacles.
Nice.
You just push, and it was almost like it wasn't a physical thing. You just had to mentally overcome the fact, and you look down and realize that maybe it was never really there as you just step away from it. The first skeleton reaches over and tries to hit you with a pickaxe. You instinctively bring up your blade, and there's a sparks that fly off as you parry off the first attack. A second one is running across the bridge and gets up to you. This one is also carrying a pickaxe, and he comes in and swings at you. You easily sidestep as the pickaxe lands into the ground. As now the 2 of you are fully engaged in melee. We go to the top of the next round. Drakon, roll for initiative for the group. I'm going on a 2. Oh, no, roll a d6.
We're going on an 8.
Roll a d6. A 5! Alright, so the heroes get to go first this round. Alright, so with that, Drakon, you can go first.
I'm going to swing in the general direction of the thing that I just felt or saw to my
Okay.
I guess my right.
Swing. There's enough light to see it.
Okay. D20?
Yes. What's your bonus?
My attack bonus.
I think you hit it. Yeah, you did.
Where's my attack bonus?
Your fighting ability is 2 now, and you also get a plus 1 for the attack modifier for your strength.
Okay.
And you're also
attack modifier is +1, and then my damage is also +1.
correct. All right, so now roll 3d4 plus 1.
All right.
All right, so you do 11 points of damage, make it 12, but it's halved because you're fighting skeletons and you're wearing a slashing weapon. Welcome to old school D&D, where we actually half that. So he takes 6.
6 damage. All right.
With that hack, you remove half of his rib cage, and his left arm drops to the ground. He's still holding his pickaxe, but there's only like half of him still left as he's still shambling towards you. And with that, we go to Brogan's turn.
All right. Are these skeletons in front of me as well, or are these something different?
These are definitely skeletons.
Okay. I'm going to pull out the Morning Star
Okay.
and hack.
Okay, so you pull out your magic morning star. As you pull it out, there is a very small light that emanates from the morning star itself. Swing.
Symbol of Apollo.
You land, so roll your damage, which is a d8 plus your modifier for damage. 11. You take that morning star, you connect it to the head of this thing. It shatters all the way from head all the way down as the Celt and all the black smudge, whatever was coming out of his eyes and ears, is destroyed as the whole thing just shatters in front of you. So you have dropped.
Wow. Did it take half damage?
It didn't, because that's a bludgeoning weapon. Old school D&D rules, boys and girls. The type of damage matters. All right, and with that, it is now my turn. I will have my skeleton attack Mr. Brogan. I think I'm gonna hit. What's your? It's a 4. This is for Brogan.
Yeah.
Now these are evil. Is that your AC bonus as well? Because you've got your.
Evil?
They're evil.
Yeah, it is. It's a 4 then.
All right, so what's the AC on the banded male? Because the AC on the banded male is 4, and it's magical, which brings it down to 3. And you're using a shield, which brings it down to 2.
That makes a big difference.
And it's evil, which means it's a 1.
Yeah.
So your AC is actually a 1 here.
I think it's
Yeah.
It's 3, and they're evil, so it's 2, right?
And you have a shield.
Yeah.
So
So I
it's
get.
more.
I think it's 2.
Okay. Either way, he missed.
Yeah.
So he would need a 19.
He needed 19 to hit him. Yeah. So you bring your Morning Star. As soon as you drop that one, you see the pickaxe coming. You know it's there. You bring up. You push it out of the way with your Morning Star. You parry the attack. Drakon, you've got 2 on you. One of them is going to swing at his pickaxe at you. He rolls a 19. He does connect. He takes 6 points of damage as he slams that into the back of you. It pierces inside your armor. You hear your armor rip on the side as the pickaxe sticks out of your side. You begin bleeding out your side from that wound. The other skeleton, he is going to make his roll.
I took 6 points of damage.
Yes. 18, I believe that's going to hit you as well.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't need to roll that. I need to roll damage. I apologize. Disregard that d20. Take another 6 points of damage. As now you have 2 pickaxes sticking out of your chest and you're bleeding profusely. What's your health at now? You've taken 12.
9.
Oh, we're good. We're good.
I was at 21. Now I'm at 9.
All right, Brogan. No, I'm sorry, Drakon. Drakon, you hear in the distance that voice, that silver-tongued voice in the distance, and you hear something whispering in your ear. Make a sorcery saving throw.
Get a +2 on that. D6.
D20. You resist the urge to jump into the chasm.
Not today.
You resist the urge to plummet into the oblivion.
How far down is the skull and everything?
You can't see the bottom.
Wasn't there a huge skull
Fantastic.
down there?
There is a skull, but you don't know what you would have landed on. Who knows? All right, top of the round, and now it's Brogan's turn to roll. D6 rolls. I'm going on a 5. You're going on a 1. All right.
Roll first, son.
Huh?
Nice knowing you, Brogan.
All right, here comes the Brogan attack. The skeleton. Oh, he did it. He rolled a 19. He got through the armor, and he actually is going to hit him with the pickaxe. Take 3, -1 is 2. So you barely, it just slips right past your shield. It digs into your shoulder, but the brunt of the damage the armor prevents. You're still bleeding a little bit out from under it. With that, the 2 skeletons off to the side that have been pickaxing Drakon to death. The first one is going to make his swing. An 8, he misses. And then the second one also misses with a 10. So while Drakon is a bloody mess, he's able to kind of collect himself and dodge and evade the other 2 swings. Now, it is Brogan's turn, and you're a master at your weapon, and you can now attack twice this round. Your rate of fire is now 3-2.
And my AC versus melee is a 6, which means they would need a 14. Okay.
Right. That will hit.
That's a D8.
Roll a D8.
9.
You drop him. You still have 1 attack. You can move and then make that attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna look over because on my screen I can't see him.
Okay. You hear what's going on.
Guess I'm gonna move over here. It's not like updating the light, I guess.
It's because the light is. I have to move. The light is where the lantern is.
Okay.
So with that, like, you drop the shield, or no, you don't have to drop it. You just pick up the lantern and run over, and now you're carrying the light over.
All right.
Brogan, a little help.
Oh yeah. Swing at him?
Yeah.
Is there some sort of flank?
It is. You get a +1. What's your bonuses?
A 14.
That's actually going to hit. Roll a d8.
8.
That's enough to kill it. That's the one that had already been damaged, too. So you go
Good.
and you finish him off.
Brogan, thank you.
All right, now it is Drakon's turn.
I will swing at this undead thing.
Okay, swing. 18! Roll your 3d4 plus 1, but then half it.
It was on a 2.
I
And then
know.
went to 8.
So
Let's
6, 7 total damage, which is going to be halved. We'll call it 4. But swing again, because you get 2 attacks this round. $19! Roll again, 3d4 and half it. 7 plus 1 is 8. That'll be enough to drop it.
Nice.
So you do manage to
Sure.
kill it. You do manage to kill it. You look about. It is now my turn. And with that, Brogan, make a save versus sorcery.
I hate you.
Oh, wonderful. You failed. Would you please throw your morning star into the abyss? You
I don't
hear
need
something,
light of the
you just
power
take
for
your
this.
morning star and you throw it into the pit.
All right. I got to pick
What's overtaking you, you fool? You threw your morning star out.
I'm going to bring the light of Apollo with my bare hands.
A lot of Apollo and a cup of fish will not feed us. What kind of foolhardy thing have you done?
All right, now it's the new round. Who's rolling for initiative?
Chris is.
All right, Drakon, I'm rolling on it too.
Maybe you should roll. You got extra hands now that you don't have your morning star.
They were weighing me down.
Roll, you cur.
All right.
5!
Hey!
All right, you guys get to go first.
Great. We can play
God.
patty cake with Brogan. Brogan, what else do you have?
I have a sword. I have a lantern.
All right, do we see any other undead around us? I'm bleeding
No.
profusely.
No, you don't, but you still hear this voice running in the darkness.
All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to run up to Chris.
Okay.
May the healing power of Apollo speed you on your way. And grab him by the shoulders and heal him for 4 points.
You stop bleeding. You have the wounds close while you still feel ribs not acting the way they should. They still probably broken from the weight of the pickaxes. You are no longer bleeding.
I don't know what you just did, and I didn't like it, but I thank you.
All right. That's that healing light of Apollo, my friend. I can't lay on hands if I got a morning star in him now, can I? All right.
Well, we're gonna need more than that to get out of this hellhole.
All right.
You hear that?
It's coming from this direction. That's all you know.
Okay, so there. I got you.
Brogan, grab the lantern and follow me.
All right.
All right.
Move.
I am going to just, out of fear, I am going to throw one of my axes in that direction.
Okay. Make a roll. Roll high, my friend.
D20?
Yep. It disappears into the darkness.
I think we're safe.
But you did yours on purpose. I don't know. Hey, you can't say anything.
I'm gonna
now,
pick
no.
mine up.
All right. As you throw that, you hear the voice come at the skeleton that you had just felled. Pulls himself together and stitches himself together and picks up the pickaxe. And he's gonna take a swing at you. It's very
My
quick.
own axe?
Yeah, he picks up his axe, he swings it, you duck out of the way as this thing that you had just felled and shattered in front of you pulls himself together, and just as he comes up, he takes as an uppercut swing, he swings the pickaxe, you duck out of the way, and now we will roll initiative again. This time I believe it is Danny's turn.
Can I go to grab his arm as he swings at me?
Once it's your turn, yes. It's I'm going on a 5, you're going on a 2. I'm going to swing my pickaxe again. And I'm going to miss you. He's moving, now that you know, you're kind of like, whoa, kind of stepping out of the way. He slings it into the ground and digs into the ground again. There is... an arrow flies by your ear, Brogan.
From what direction?
This direction.
Son of a... Okay. All right, is it our turn?
Yes.
Brogan, grab the lantern and take out the arrow. I'll deal with this guy and my axe.
You sure?
Yeah. I have renewed strength thanks to Apollo.
Yeah, you do. Apollo says you might want to pick this guy up and toss him into the pit so we can't get up again.
So then he'll have my axe and your morning star? I think not.
All right, with
True.
that, Brogan, what are you going to do?
All right, I'm going to move up 15, 20. I'm looking for dude.
You look across and you do see a female wearing like tattered robes across the other side of the rickety bridge.
Is she hot?
As
Okay.
you run by, the skeleton will make a swing at you. He misses.
Yeah. 30, 35, 40. What is my movement in this banded male?
Your
it 30?
movement in banded male is 30.
Okay, so I'm going to go 30 feet right here.
Okay.
And
You took the light with you.
yes, and I'm also going to roll a d6 for how many tears, because I'm lamenting my morning star.
Roll a d6. Okay. All right, with that, Drakon, it is your turn.
Missed something.
Oh, you hit. Roll a 3d4 plus 1.
Take my axe back, you swine.
10, 11, halved. You end up dropping it again
Stay down again.
with a mighty swing. You drop him again. It shatters to the ground. It is
I pick up my
now
axe.
Huh?
I pick up my axe.
The axe you threw. You threw it
Yeah.
into the distance. It's gone.
Oh, I thought he grabbed my axe.
No, he grabbed your pickaxe.
Oh, he can keep that.
Yeah. All right. You don't know where it's at. It's somewhere over here. Your hand axe. It's somewhere over here. All right.
All right.
And with that, it's the top of the round. I am going to be going on a 1.
Oh, you, Chris.
D6.
Yeah. 3. All right, y'all's turn.
Brogan,
All right.
take her out.
Where do I see? Is this her right here?
Yes.
Ooh. 5, 10, 15, 20. I have a
You-
lantern in my hand.
Right. And a shield.
Go ahead. Were you about to say?
You run, you jump over. It's not a clear path. You run, you jump over this small gap in the chasm. As you jump over and make it to the other side without a problem, you land, and now you have a shield in one hand and a lantern in the other, and you see what looks to be a picked woman wearing like jewels of like bone and things like stick together. You also see like she's wearing some type of like blue and red paint on her face in strange designs, and she's wearing what looks to be like some type of hide or fur cloak or robes on her.
All right. So since the only weapon I have on me right now, I don't think I brought my sword. I'm gonna grapple her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you run up, you drop the lantern, and you just go to grab her. Make an attack.
Okay.
Slap her.
You miss in the darkness. You go to reach at her. She kind of moves out of the way. She hisses at you, and as you look up, she look, and she seems to be having some type of fangs or something coming out of her mouth as she hisses at you. Drakon, is your turn.
I'm gonna run towards my friend.
Okay, which way?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50.
Holy crap.
Okay, so are you taking the side route? I'm trying to see how you went 50. Did you go one that like around?
I did diagonals.
So you went this
Can you
way.
not do that?
Yeah, you can. I just want to see how you went. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
It matters. So you run around the same path Brogan does. You land with your blade out. You land
I went around the little bridgey thing.
Okay.
So I went up and around.
Up and around. All right. So you land behind her and make your attack. Uh, 16. That's gonna hit. Roll a 3d4. 10 points of damage. You bring the sword down. She reaches over and tries to like block out of the way. As you do that, you sever her arm across where her forearm is. You sever her arm. Blood just sprays out of her arm. As you see her hand drop to the ground, she screams in agony. It is now my turn. And she looks at Drakon and she's gonna reach over with her claws and she's gonna claw at you.
Claw like you will, witch.
That
hurts.
Is there a poison saving throw?
Just a minute. No.
Yeah, it's death.
Death. I get a +2.
Yep. All right, roll.
A 6 or a 20?
D20. You were
10.
poisoned. You were poisoned, my friend. She reaches over with just her nails that are so sharp. She scratches just right across your arm. You only take 2 points of damage, and she cuts you pretty deep across your arm. But as you do that, you see some type of green fluid coming out of your arm, and mixed with the blood.
She's cursed. She's got some type of venom.
As you look up,
ending.
her eyes look almost serpentine as her eyes have closed, and you see what looks to be like these eyes that look like a snake eyes, and she has these fangs coming out. She's still like flipping around and missing one of her arms. Brogan, you look down at the ground. You see her hand that is severed is slowly crawling away. You're muted. Or you didn't say anything. Danny?
Hear me?
There you
Okay.
are.
Yeah.
You just you
That's
lagged.
highly unsettling. Okay. It's a new round, isn't it?
It is. So roll initiative. I'm going on a 5.
Yeah, but I'm going on a
2. She's gonna reach over and try to slash at Brogan.
Watch for her claws, Brogan.
You bring up your shield and you block. As you just hear like fingernails going down a chalkboard as her nails come down your shield. It is now your turn.
All right. Try to grapple her again.
Okay.
The one-armed grapple.
Yes, grapple her. No. Come here, woman, and you can't grab her. She's moving around and she's bleeding profusely, but still fighting like she's unwounded. With that is Drakon's turn.
Now, could I try to grapple twice, or is that only with a weapon?
No, that's only with a weapon.
Okay.
You can swing your blade twice now.
All right. I'm also going to yell at him since I didn't move.
Okay.
There is an antidote on my belt.
Or you can swing your weapon twice. Drakon.
Trevor's want to kill you.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna reach over and grab the light,
Okay.
and there's oil in it, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna smash it on her face.
Okay. All right. So you stop, you grab the lantern, and you just smash her with the lantern. Make an attack. That's gonna be enough. So with that, you take the lantern, you smash her. The oil of the flame just douse all over. She ignites on fire. She starts like jumping around and like screaming as she's completely entrenched in fire. And then she runs and she jumps into the chasm of flame. The light of the entire room disappears as the light falls into the chasm as you see her jumping into the chasm of flame.
I'm poisoned. She scratched me, and it hurts.
I'm gonna pull off the antidote off the belt, toss it to him.
I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna immediately do whatever I'm supposed to do with it.
Before you do that, give me make another save.
Saving throw?
Yeah.
All right. And on that, I have a +2
Okay.
on a D20.
Yep. Huh. All right. You drop to 0 hit points and you fall unconscious as you reach for the antidote.
I'm gonna pull off the antidote,
Okay.
pour it in his mouth,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna.
It is pitch black right now.
Well, I'll hold him by the head and.
You just in the darkness, you find him, you grab him. It's total darkness. And you put the antidote down his mouth. You wait a few seconds as you can sense that he's still breathing. But you do have a torch in your backpack, so you go to light the torch.
Yeah, I'm gonna light the torch.
Okay. Now there is a small light emanating from the chasm as you can see that she landed not at the bottom but landed on some rocks and there's still a small fire burning where her corpse is on the ground. You look around and what you don't see is her severed hand is gone. You follow a blood trail and you see that it's kind of crawling up on one of the crates behind you.
Right. I'm going to just take my shield and bash it.
You take your shield and you bash the hand, and everything in the hand, like every bone in the hand, breaks as you bash it, and blood seeps inside what looks to be a crate that it was trying to get up on or maybe in, but now it's smashed and blood is like pouring into the crate.
After I do that, I'm going to take the other potion off my belt and pour it down Draken's mouth.
Okay.
It's a healing potion.
It is. All right, so roll 1d8.
Me or him?
You can. All right, so heal for 8. So Drakon, you're now at 8 hit points as you kind of you come to. You roll over. You immediately just vomit out, and you feel feverish and have that kind of cold sweat as your body is pushing out. The antidote is working as it's pushing out the poison. But you're kind of laying over, just kind of sapped from energy. But you are starting to regain your senses.
Is the blood from the hand eating through the crate?
No, it just kind of dripped through the like the slats of the crate.
I'm gonna go back over it now. Is the light down in the pit not moving?
It's not
just
moving.
stationary.
It's just stationary. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna take a pickaxe and break open a crate.
All right. So you take a pickaxe, you break open the crate that the hand was on. As you do that, it shatters, it opens up, and inside you find a very strange bow. It does not have a string. It's an unstrung bow.
They ain't here to pilfer this one off me.
Oh, wow.
I'll have you know, the first time I picked up a bow, I killed that thing following us last time. Now, Artemis is the goddess of archery, and she's the twin sister of Apollo. This is meant to be.
Well, I've seen it work as I vomit out my second life. I don't feel so good, Brogan.
All right. You know what'll pep you up? Go break that crate next to me there.
The spoils of war, and perhaps mead. All right, I grab my two-handed sword or a pickaxe, and I swing to break open another
All
crate.
right, so you guys play Legend of Zelda and break all the pots and crates in the room. You find the bow that, and now this crate as you crack it and it opens up. Several you find lots of ore. It's like they separated some of the iron ore into this crate itself. This looks like it's been sitting here for a while. It looks dated, and well, the crate that Brogan opened up seemed to be newer. This one is older. And there's several chunks of iron ore in this crate.
Mm.
Are there any other crates that look newer?
No, that was the only one.
Well, I don't know about you, my friend, but I'm getting that Morning Star.
Okay.
I guess we should sweep around the top first, just to make sure there's no more.
You do
horribleness.
see some type of crane in front of you that has like a winch that will lower up and you see that's how they're lowering and raising supplies out of the cavern. It's pretty easy to figure out. You could use that to retrieve your Morning Star. You know about where you threw it.
Okay. Down.
Okay. Is that what you want to do, or do you want to climb down?
Let's go around the perimeter first with the
Okay.
torch, just to make sure there's nothing else still
Okay.
waiting
I'll
to ambush us.
I'm gonna take the torch and kind of light up the path so you guys can see. Actually, at this point, I'll tell you what I can do.
So around the perimeter, it's just old ore crates and cranes.
Right. There's a good amount of iron ore here, though. It'd be hard to bring all this out in your pack. You see several pickaxes and tools and shovels, but you don't see. This looks like it's almost like it's been out of use for a long time, but you still hear the echoing sounds of clanking in the distance in the darkness. There are still something is still mining down in the depths of this.
Well, I'm gonna take the safest way down, which is it? Would it be this?
You could take the ladders down, yeah.
The ladder down.
As you take the ladders down into the darkness, you crawl down and you look, and in the distance, with the torch light that you have that's still burning, you still see several individuals kind of shuffling about. It looks like there's a good number of these undead mining and excavating this cavern.
They seem ignoring us.
They seem to be mainly ignoring you.
All right. I'm gonna make for the Morning Star. Where's
You
that at?
you do see the Morning Star. You're almost led to it in some way. You traverse into the darkness. You see where it landed on a ledge on the actual head of the skull itself. You slowly walk across and as quietly as you can in your clanking armor, you retrieve your Morning Star in the darkness. As you look about, you see several others things shuffling and seem to be moving up the cavern towards you. You double back your way out to get back to the ladder. And begin making your way up as you realize that your presence is now known.
About how many of them are there?
A dozen or so.
We got about a dozen of these coming after me. I'm
Brogan,
gonna-
come out. Let's roll.
All right. Is that what I felt was the good thing? Was the bow? The good feeling?
You feel good about the bow.
Well, I'm gonna scramble up and maybe we should hightail it.
Okay. Who is carrying the bow? Were you climbing down? Did you take the bow down there, or did Drakon
Yeah,
have
I'm
it?
just swing it over me.
You
Yeah.
can't sling it over you.
Oh, it doesn't have a string. Okay. Could I put it in my belt somehow?
No.
Like, okay. I'll have just left it with him then.
Okay. All right. So you climb down and get your Morning Star. As you go down and you're retrieving your Morning Star, Drakon, you are holding the bow. The bow feels really good. It doesn't give off a magical vibe, but it does seem very special in your hand. Is there anything you wish to do?
While I'm waiting on him, I'm going to just kind of look around to see if there's any other undead to protect us from being attacked from behind. And as I do, I'm holding this thing and I just kind of pretend as if I'm using it.
You draw the bow, and as you pull it back, a light emanates and creates a string, and an arrow appears on the bow.
And I release it.
A light shoots across this as you feel this light arrow leave across and illuminate the way across. And while it should feel like some type of sorcery, it does not. You feel okay with this weapon.
I think you could have left your morning star. This bow needs no quiver.
As Brogan, as you come back up, you see this light display as you're climbing up. You've retrieved your morning star, and you look over at Drakon, who is holding this bow that is now illuminating some golden light.
I think Apollo has chosen you for this bow, my friend.
I trust in steel and steel alone. This is yours. Take it.
You hand the bow back to Brogan. It immediately drops its magical aura.
Apollo.
Take it for a spin. See if it works.
All right. I'm going to ask him what he did and then mimic it.
It doesn't work.
On you. Apollo has chosen you, my friend, for this.
I don't believe in Apollo, and I don't understand your ways, but I know I'm not dead.
Apollo believes in you, my friend.
Well, I know I'm not dead because of something. So I trust you, and I'll take it back. Let's go hunting.
As you take the
So
bow
with
in your
that-
hand, it feels right in your hand, and it feels home.
All right. Well, with renewed vigor and fresh vomit on my lips, I want to move towards the exit before we get killed.
All right, and with that, the two of you make it back to the exit. You take are you taking any of the iron? Are you lugging that back as well, or leaving that? It's heavy.
How much we can without getting.
You take some iron into pack.
As a cobbler, I don't feel like I'm going to have much to do with it.
Yeah, you don't care. So Brogan, it's up to you. Do you want to lug back the? You lug back some iron. You all retrieve. You do have the cooking utensils and the pot and everything that you had. You leave this area. You go back. The boat is still there. It is the mid of night. As you begin rowing back to the island that for now you call home. And for that, we will leave our story for tonight, and we'll pick up next time for episode 4. So that will end our adventure tonight as they survived. It looked scary there for a moment, but they did survive. So thank you guys so much for watching episode 3. You can catch up on other episodes on our YouTube channel, also our podcast. And also be sure to check out our new sponsor, Scattermasters, on their Etsy shop. And with that, we'll pick up with you guys next week.